As people grow older, something extraordinary begins to happen to those who've lived not just many years, but deeply, thoughtfully, and intelligently. You may have noticed it in some older people around you. They're not loud, not always giving advice, but when they speak, there's weight in their words. Their habits may seem simple on the outside, but they reflect a lifetime of sharp perception, emotional wisdom, and mental discipline. These aren't just habits. They are signs of rare intelligence that only a few elderly people truly develop. If you're one of them, or know someone who is, this video will feel like looking into a quiet mirror. One of the most telling signs of a highly intelligent elderly person is their ability to listen more than they speak. They're not the ones interrupting every conversation to add their opinion. Instead, they sit back, let others talk, observe body language, catch tone shifts, and only speak when their words will make a difference. This habit isn't born overnight. It's the result of years spent understanding that wisdom isn't in talking, it's in knowing when to talk and how much to say. They've already said a lot in their life. Now they prefer their words to be felt rather than just heard. Another rare habit, they've cut off the need to prove themselves. These elderly people don't chase validation. They're not wearing brands to impress, not chasing achievements to show off on social media, and definitely not comparing themselves to others anymore. Why? Because they've seen the cycle. They've been through the highs and the lows, and they've learned that true peace comes from within. Intelligence taught them this truth. The loudest room is often the emptiest, and the deepest minds are the quietest. They also have an unusual relationship with time. Highly intelligent seniors protect their time like treasure. You won't see them wasting hours scrolling meaninglessly, gossiping, or holding grudges. They know time is no longer something to kill, it's something to respect. They invest their energy in meaningful conversations, books, creative hobbies, or simply sitting in peace. Their time management isn't about being productive all day. It's about being intentional. They've learned that doing nothing sometimes is more powerful than doing too much. One of the most underestimated signs is how they deal with conflict. These elderly individuals avoid arguments, not because they can't win, but because they've learned there's rarely a winner at all. They've stopped reacting. They pause. They let others finish, even if they're wrong. They pick their battles. And most importantly, they forgive easily, not for others, but for their own mental peace. This emotional intelligence isn't weakness. It's rare mental strength. It takes courage to walk away from drama, especially when you know you're right. Another strange but beautiful habit is their childlike curiosity. Yes, intelligent elderly people remain curious about new ideas, new technologies, different cultures, or how younger generations think. While others their age may scoff at change, these minds are still open. They read, question, research, and reflect. Their brain hasn't hardened with age. It's become more flexible, more hungry for knowledge. They don't let the world pass them by. They keep learning so they can understand it even better. And here's a habit that might surprise you. They enjoy solitude, not because they're lonely, but because they're deeply comfortable in their own presence. They don't fear silence. In fact, they embrace it. It's in the silence that they process their thoughts, reflect on life, and find clarity. Being alone doesn't drain them. It recharges them. It's during these quiet hours that their best ideas come alive. Most people struggle with being alone. But these wise elders, they treat solitude like medicine for the mind. You'll also notice that they no longer argue with fools. They don't feel the need to correct everyone. especially those who clearly don't want to learn. Their favorite phrase might be, "You're right," even when they know the other person is wrong. Why? Because they understand that proving a fool wrong is a fool's job. They've got better things to do. They'd rather walk away with a smile than win an argument and lose their peace. Highly intelligent elderly people also show remarkable emotional discipline. They don't panic under pressure. They don't cry over temporary things. They've trained their minds to respond, not react. Their heart has broken, healed, and grown stronger over the years. Now, they feel things deeply, but show them selectively. They don't let small things bother them anymore. They've realized that most of what used to worry them was never worth the stress to begin with. Another rare habit is their ability to stay calm in chaos. Whether it's family drama, political unrest, or a personal emergency, they carry a stillness inside them. It's not that they don't care, it's that they don't collapse. They've trained themselves to stay rooted when the world shakes. People often come to them during crises, not just for advice, but simply to sit in their calming presence. That quiet energy, it comes from decades of learning that storms don't last, and panic only makes them worse. And perhaps the most sacred habit of all, they protect their peace at all costs. Whether that means cutting off toxic people, saying no to unnecessary gatherings, or taking long silent walks. They do whatever it takes to maintain internal harmony. They don't feel guilty for saying no. They don't explain their boundaries. And they don't wait for approval to choose what's best for their soul. This is wisdom earned through scars, not books. What makes these elderly people so unique isn't just their age. It's what they've done with their time. Their intelligence isn't just academic or verbal. It's spiritual, emotional, and deeply human. They've become masters of awareness. They've let go of what doesn't matter. They live simply, but think profoundly. You'll often find them with fewer friends, fewer distractions, but a much deeper sense of joy and gratitude. In a world addicted to noise, these rare individuals are the quiet ones. In a culture that glorifies youth, they carry the glow of wisdom. And in a time where everyone's trying to go fast, they've learned the power of slowing down. So if you're lucky enough to know such a person, learn from them. If you're becoming one, honor it. These are not just habits, they are gifts. Signs that a mind has matured beyond noise, a heart has grown beyond ego, and a soul has finally found peace. Because in the end, intelligence is not about how much you know, it's about how well you live. And the rare elderly minds we've spoken about today, they are living proof that growing older doesn't mean fading away. Sometimes it means shining quietly, with more depth, more calm, and more grace than ever before.